So I'm going to be starting a YouTube series. I've never done anything like this. I'm probably going to be all over the place. I hope not to be. But I made a new goal of hiking 100 miles all in one go. Not like an ultra marathon, more like through hiking, backpacking. There's a trail in Utah called the Uinta Highline Trail, and it's over 100 miles if you do the whole thing. I hope the snow doesn't fall on the camera. The sun is out and it's melting the snow, so hopefully it doesn't fall on the camera. Anyway, I want to do it this year. I love backpacking. You can see I post all my backpacking videos. We started doing that as a group just so we could share memories with each other, but I turned into something else, and now I want to turn it into something else. I want to document this to hold myself accountable. I want to actually train to do 20-mile days. Right now I could do 10-mile days, so it would take me 10 days to do this. I don't want that. I don't want to carry 10 days of food. It's very remote. Not a lot of access points. I think as of now I'm going to be doing it solo. I don't know of anyone else who wants to do it with me. So that adds an extra layer of things to worry about. So yeah, July or August-ish of this year, so 20 to 30 weeks from now, it's mid-February, I am going to do this. Just luckily it's close to home for me, so it's weather dependent, life dependent. Yeah, I want to cover a couple topics. I made some notes on my phone. The reason I want to do 100 miles or a through hike is because 10 years ago when I heard about this, before I was into backpacking, when I heard about the Highline Trail, I thought, that's in my backyard, I kind of want to do it. And then I got more into hiking and backpacking, and I realized I really struggle with altitude. Anything over 8,000 feet, 9,000 feet, and I get sick every time. Unless I properly expose myself to it before the big trip, then I'm suffering the majority of the trip. Last year I did a trip with my friends in Colorado, and that first night, second day, I was ill. I plan on doing some training, which I'll get into later, but I'm going to focus on distance, I'm going to focus on carrying weight. This backpack here, I have filled with water. I've tried dumbbells before and it doesn't work, it's not comfy. So I filled with water. It's about 16 pounds when it's just water. Today it's a little heavier. I'll gradually increase that as time goes on. I'm going to add another hiking day. I usually hike once a week. I'll hike twice a week for now. I'm focusing on mobility and being agile because coming from a desk job, I really struggle with that. So I'll be doing that daily walks to try and get endurance in, and strength training 3 times a week. I'm into lifting anyway, so I'll just keep that up, try and maintain what I have, even though the focus is going to be more on cardio now. Back to the 10-day thing. My goal is to do this in 5 days, so I would like to be hiking 20-mile days. That may not happen, it may be 6 days, but that's fine too. 5 to 6 days is my goal. I'm pretty confident I could do 8 days right now, just knowing how I backpack right now. It's just the altitude that would get to me. So I'll be focusing on ways to deal with that throughout this series. I'm going to be posting weekly videos that summarize my week of training and nutrition and whatever thoughts come up along the week for documentation. Yeah, that's about it. Today's a training day, a hiking day, so I'll take you along with me and cover some other things that maybe I think of on the way. So first video of the series, I don't know what to call it, maybe something like Path to 100 Miles, or I don't know. I'll think of something. And I'll separate it out from the other videos, so if you don't care about training for a backpacking trip, you can just skip those. Look at how pretty this is. Okay, I want to tell you about this trail, the Uinta Highline Trail. It is over 100 miles. Could be down to like 86 depending on where you start. I gotta look into it more, but I think I want to start at the very beginning of the trail and just do the whole thing. It goes through a mountain range called the Uinta Mountain Range in Utah, and it is generally over 10,000 feet in elevation. That's why I'm a little concerned about the altitude, because I tend to get sick. You go up and over several passes for the duration of the trail. There's afternoon thunder showers, so you want to get... Oh man, it's getting steep. Hold on. But isn't that pretty? Okay, anyway. The trail, like I was saying, is about 10,000 feet up to 12,000 feet. There is a peak on the trail that a lot of people do. I'm not going to do it. Kings Peak, I've already done it. Don't need to do that again. Oh my gosh, this hike is so pretty. Anyway. Mentally, I've got to prep for altitude. I already know that's an issue, so I'm going to progressively get higher and higher hikes. Yeah, if I progressively get higher and higher hikes, expose myself to 9,000, 10,000 feet at least a few weeks before the trip, and then up until the trip, I think I'll be fine. And doing it alone, I don't know. Maybe I'll take audiobooks. I haven't decided how to deal with some of those things. I will take some sort of communication device so my family knows I'm safe. I'm not really afraid of animals up there. People and injuries are the more likely threats. Last year on a backpacking trip, I broke my foot. I'll put a picture in so you can see. I have an idea on why it happened, so I'll try and do things to mitigate that. But that's it. Follow along every week. I'll name the series something if you want to see it. If you don't, I'll still do backpacking videos as often as I go.